tick damage, or sorry, heal over time, she's going to max out this item and get quite a lot of attack speed very early on. I'm going to go ahead and take the wind sprite to get away from in between 3 people. Focusing over onto this enemy support, Guan Yu, who at this time doesn't have ultimate. So his death is basically guaranteed here. I'll be able to pick up that kill pretty easily. Give my team some power to go into this fight. Attack speed would, or sorry, movement speed would have been nicer. Actually, well, in that case, even with the increased power and attack speed, we weren't able to kill him. Anyways, Agni is in quite a lot of danger. I'm going to go ahead and go onto the soul and try to keep her from going in. Peel off of my Agni with my ultimate, and also I should be able to kill him pretty easily here. Mercury will fall to my second ability. Agni unfortunately did end up dying. I did manage to kill the soul, and now we're staring at 2 people, 1 mid laner and 1 solo laner. Mid laner will die to me and the Pele. Hello, hope you're doing well, and today I'm bringing you some Amaterasu solo gameplay, and the build is up at the top of your screen in the form of a screenshot, just in case that's the only reason you're here. And also this build will be on like the Smite God Builder system if you want to go this build in your next game. Anyways, I have about a billion things to talk about in this game. We're going up against the Thanatos. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about Amaterasu, playing Amaterasu in solo, playing Amaterasu in general, playing solo in general. We're going to have some nice commentary, and obviously we're going to cover the build pretty in-depthly as I usually do. Anyways, to start this game, I have to mention that, well, actually I'm going to go ahead and attack him for quite a lot of damage here, and he's just going to sit here and take it. We're also getting pretty low. We're going to pop double potions. He's getting low as well. I would have needed probably 1 more auto attack to kill him. No, it would have needed to be 2. But now with my dash, there's a chance to dash through these minions and hit him with the 2, which could end up being quite a large amount of damage if he gets close enough. Go ahead and dash him, hit him with the second ability. And right now we're in a pretty good spot because he has to clear these minions. I don't. So right now if he's tanking minions, he's tanking more minions that I would be tanking. I'm out of potions. I'm sure he's out of potions too. And I should probably just be freezing the wave here. But I just think that there's a real big chance to be super aggressive here. So he's going to go ahead and use his entire abilities on me. Now he's tanking all of the minions plus my auto attacks. Unfortunately, I do miss my second ability. But either way, again, with him tanking so many minions, he's going to die. That really did come down to the fact that he didn't clear the wave efficiently, and I was able to just barely out-sustain him, and we managed to pick up that kill because he neglected the minion wave. Early game, clearing the minions is super important. Even as a solo laner, even as someone building tank, these minions chunk in the early game. They do just such a large amount of damage, and unfortunately he, I guess, wasn't paying too much attention to the fact that he was letting my minions pile up, and that allowed us to get that first kill. Anyways, not too much of a chance to do an intro because shit got real. Excuse my language. But there are a lot of things that I want to talk about. First of all, solo lane. Now, in my Smite career, starting off with Smite 1, which dates back years, I played almost exclusively solo lane. I played solo lane every game. I played like every character in solo lane. I was a big like Aphrodite, Hell, Chang'e player in the solo lane. I played Guardians, I played Mages, I played Assassins. Just about anything that could work in solo I played. I was playing Hera solo, like it's just trying out a bunch of new things. Later on in playing Smite, we're gonna have to play it a little bit more careful here because he came back to lane. I stayed to you know, get some extra farm around the lane. I'm having trouble speaking. And now I'm left at pretty low health. I don't want to back just yet because I don't want to lose the gold from this large minion. So I'm hoping that he leaves, that of which he did, so I can go ahead and grab this extra gold from these large minions, because this minion gives you 100 gold if you get the last hit on it, which it looks like I didn't, which is unfortunate. I mean, 64 gold is still a really large amount of gold, don't get me wrong. I'll pick up this totem. Maybe not. I do have my ultimate. I'm gonna go ahead and start running. My Agni is on his way, as well as the enemy jungler, and I'm gonna go ahead and ult, out of which they don't have. My second ability will actually end up grabbing the assist onto the Pele, and now he's in grave danger. Very nice rotation from my team. Instant dash towards the Agni and the Pele allowed us to kill them both, which is huge for me. Not only do I get to confirm this totem that I was going for like earlier, but also I get to get 1 more extra wave before my back, and I get to back with 2,300 gold, which is an insane amount. Anyways, like I was mentioning earlier, I started off playing solo lane when I started playing Smite 1 after I started learning like what Conquest was and what Smite was, because Smite was my first MOBA. Before that, I was used to playing just like Call of Duty and stuff like that. So it was a big learning curve for me, as I'm sure it is for a lot of you. And I'm hoping that some of the videos that I post do help, like my character guides or my complete beginner's guide. This is not a self-promotion. It's just, I guess I'm on the topic. Anyways, if you want to watch those videos, you can take a look if you want. But anyways, like I was mentioning, I picked up solo lane. And throughout playing Smite, I kind of gravitated more towards mid. Like halfway through playing Smite, I want to try out mid lane. And I got really into mid lane and I really liked mid lane. And then after that, I wanted to try jungle. So I spent like a year or two learning jungle. And yeah, I'm talking about years. So I spent like 2 years learning solo. I spent like another year and a half learning mid. And I spent like another 2 years learning jungle. And then finally, I spent like the last 2 years of playing Smite, like really learning ADC. And now I knew all of these roles before. I knew how to play them. I knew the general idea of them. But when I say I spent like a year or two learning them, I literally mean like I dove super deep, learned all of the characters in that role, and I just played that role exclusively for a long time. So solo was my first, ADC was my last. So I went solo support for a little bit because I found support to be very similar to solo in terms of like the build and kind of sort of playstyle. Mid and jungle and ADC were a lot harder. Now my jungler is here, rather my Agni, and I didn't think we were going to be able to do or rather get that kill, but Thanatos literally got one shot by his abilities. He is level 7, our Thanatos is level 6. I didn't expect him to take that much damage, but he did. Anyways, I'm just spending so much time talking about random stuff. I'm sure they're going to be able to get those kills by themselves, so I have no issue actually just staying here and clearing this wave. But yeah, like I was mentioning, solo was the first thing that I learned. And because it was the first thing that I learned, it's also the thing that I haven't played consistently in the longest of time. Basically, that like 7 minutes of me rambling about random useless stuff to you guys. Again, I'm so sorry. All this to say, I am really out of practice with the solo lane, and I need that to stop as I go ahead and invade this blue buff. I'm sure I should be able to get this for free. We have a pretty large lead over this poor Thanatos. I mean, we're 2 kills in, 0 deaths. Now we're taking his blue buff. We're kind of controlling the jungle camps around the lane, which I'll talk about here in a second. I've gotten all of the totems, and I'm also 2 levels ahead, about to be 3, which is very devastating for him. Him staying here is going to end up being him taking a lot of damage. I also don't have any items because I haven't backed in a while, so I have to keep that in mind when I'm fighting him. He's been back to base multiple times by dying, so he actually has some items under his belt. Once I go ahead and back, we should curve the kind of fights back in our favor. I'm gonna go ahead and take my back now. Actually, I'm gonna wait for the next wave probably, so I can take the teleporter back. And also the totem is up, my blue buff is up. Just not a good time to back. I'm trying to bait him into maybe trying to dive me or ult me, because if he were to ult me under tower, that would be huge for me. I should be able to really easily juke it. And then grab an easy kill, but I don't think that's what he's looking to do. Again, I'm trying to stick around, and the only reason I'm trying to stick around here, I mean, I could literally teleport back and get the wave instantly, like not lose much of anything. It's this blue buff and this totem that I don't want to give up, specifically the blue buff. My jungler is in the near vicinity. I should be able to help with just a little bit of damage. I don't want to like end up dying. I'm gonna make sure he's not going on me. All right, he's going away. So now my blue buff is no longer in danger of being taken, and I can clear this blue buff and happily go back to base because I have 2,600 gold. I'm going to talk about the items here in a little bit, but basically, I want to start playing solo more because at this point, I literally play every role in Smite 2 very consistently. I switch between mid, jungle, support, everything very consistently. I never touch this lane. So I want to start playing more solo and also giving you guys more solo content because I feel like I've been neglecting that pretty heavily. So excuse me talking about random that for 9 minutes. I'm so sorry. We'll get into the video proper now. Starting out with the build, your starter item oftentimes is going to be, at least if you're going auto attack based. Ooh, my autos got desynced. Then you're going to want to go for Death's Toll. Not only is Death's Toll really good in the early game because it allows you to sustain, but once you upgrade it into Death's Embrace in the late game, you don't die. So as you can tell by the fact that we're going Death's Toll into Vital Amplifier, we're going to be going an attack, auto attack based build on Amaterasu for our solo lane gameplay today. There are a lot of options you can have. You can go like a physical, like protection, gladiator shield type centric build, just ability damage. You can go like an intelligence build that focuses on not only damage, but also maybe healing and the like extra effects from your first ability. There are a lot of build paths, so we're going to go the attack speed one this time around. I'm going to try to invade his blue buff yet again. I want to make sure that if he does show up, I can do a pretty large amount of damage and maybe spook him, unless he just lags right through me. Or was that the new relic? Or did he just straight up lag right through me? I don't know. It didn't look like the new relic because it was like really fast, like just bam right through me. Oh, nice. I timed my item a little bit better than his, and now he's in really big danger. I'm going to go ahead and start charging my ultimate. He's going to use his ultimate to counter. I'm full health. I mean, if he lands on me, he's basically guaranteed dead unless 5 people are about to gank me, which is definitely not going to happen. And I had already gotten the blue buff. I got what I came for. Level 11, you're level 9. That boy don't even fight me. And then I'll get this totem as well. But yeah, a couple of the strengths and weaknesses to Amaterasu. Amaterasu has kind of lackluster clear in the early game compared to other solo laners, but granted, I'm going up against a Thanatos who has like bad clear as well. We both have sustain, which is another great thing. I have sustain. She has a dash that can be body blocked, which is a little bit iffy, but she also has the silence. Silences are so important. And then she has an ultimate with some CC applied onto it as well, CC immunity. And then finally, her first ability is probably one of the better abilities in the game for a solo laner. It offers you not only healing, but also effects such as movement speed and intelligence and strength, which are very important. Also, a shield for you and your team. These effects apply to you and your team, by the way. And then also, what's the thing that I'm missing? Attack speed. So these are great buffs to give yourself, not only yourself, but also your team. Which make her very, very good in these late game team fights. She's amazing during the objective fights, such as Gold Fury and Fire Giant. Being able to buff your entire team with attack speed, intelligence, and strength to kill these objectives faster is awesome. Now Shell is going to come out to get rid of the, or rather counter the Yamoja. Guan Yu is going to die because he stepped up a little bit too far at very low health, staring at 3 people, and he stepped up. And now this guy, he's literally did the exact same thing, only difference being that he has an ultimate to get away. Now, unfortunately, she's going to get under threshold and die. But again, he's running right back into our Yamoja, spacing on his name, Agni combo, and they will die as well. I have my ultimate here. I'm going to go ahead and use my ultimate and buy my team time to come over here. Agni's here. I'll be able to kill the soul. And unfortunately, catching up to this Mercury is not something that we're going to be able to do because, again, he's Mercury charging his ultimate. There's just no way. But we're here to clear these. And honestly, if my team wanted to do the Pyromancer, we can probably do the Pyromancer as well. But I'm not sure about that. Agni's getting pressured in mid by the enemy jungler. Enemy jungler's level 11. Our Agni's doing really well. So I doubt the Agni will be able to do much of anything there. I don't think I have to rotate. I think I could just keep clearing these. Clear my blue buff and then look into a back. But yeah, really strong character. Very strong team utility. She kind of lacks damage to an extent. Like, she's not going to be like a Guan Yu that just one-shots you with a Tallow Assault or anything like that. But if used correctly, she can do a lot of damage, and just the utility that she brings to the team is oftentimes very important. And then also just the movement speed that she has. I mean, this character is like impossible to catch up to. If she switches over to the movement speed stance in her first ability, she's just super duper fast. She has that dash available to her if you happen to catch up to her. And then also, if you manage to catch up to her and her dash is down, the movement speed isn't enough to get her away, then she just CC immune ults to get away. And then this also applies to obviously engaging and or chasing, right? Just as hard as she is to catch up to, she's as hard to get away from with her CC movement speed and mobility. Yeah, those are just a little bit about Amaterasu. Not a complete Amaterasu guide, which I do have one up on the channel already. If you want to know what all of her abilities do in detail, how to use them together in combos, what you're looking to build on her with all her different build paths, and all of those like things that you need to learn about a character before actually playing them, then you can go ahead and check out my complete Amaterasu guide, which I will link down in the description. And also, in case I forget, you could just look at my character guide playlist on the YouTube. Also, I guess while I'm on the self-promotion topic, do subscribe if you're enjoying this video somewhat, or if you find it helpful, enjoying it. Subscribe if you don't want to miss out on other videos like it. And you can check out my YouTube channel where I already have a lot of videos that you might find helpful or enjoyable. Anything from character build guides, character build gameplay videos like the one you're watching now, character guides like the Amaterasu character guide that I mentioned, or just general Smite 2 guides like my complete beginner's guide to Smite 2. This Guan Yu shall die very easily. Nice shell is going to buy him some time. See, I say nice shell, but the truth is that was a horrible shell. He was guaranteed dead regardless of what he did there. So I wouldn't have even shelled at that point. We're going to go ahead and begin clearing this Naga alongside our Agni. And then after that, curve over to the Gold Fury and get a pretty easy Gold Fury here. My job is pretty much to make sure that the soul doesn't pull up and steal this. I want to make sure that I stay here. I'm going to activate. Actually, I'm not even going to get to switch over to power stance because this thing died almost instantly. Soul didn't even get a chance to start coming over here. And now fighting this soul is something that I'm pretty interested in. This soul's actually not doing too terribly bad. Actually, she's doing pretty bad. A lot of damage onto the enemy. What's his face? He does get the ultimate out. Mercury does get the ultimate off. And I don't think I'm going to be able to kill him, especially because I'm not that tanky right now with just simply 2 items. I'm going to go back in and try to do a little bit of damage, but unfortunately not enough to kill him. I've run into the enemy mid laner who missed basically his entire kit and is going to allow me to walk right over here. Unfortunately, I ran into the rest of their team. But again, this character does have an immense amount of mobility. Unfortunately, with the knockup, I just barely wasn't able to dash. You know, it was guaranteed to happen. I have 3,000 gold. I should not have been here to begin with. After that Gold Fury, I should have backed. God, there's so many things to talk about and not enough time. I just haven't played solo lane in so long, so I'm super excited. What was I even saying? Yeah, subscribe. Also join the Discord server. If you have any questions, want to play any games with me or anything like that, just need help with Smite, join the Discord server. Not only can I help you guys out, but there are, you know, we have a wonderful community of people that would love to help. Or if you just want to play with some non-toxic people, to include me, but also just other people, join the Discord server. All right, that's the end of the self-promotion. There's probably some other stuff that I would like to self-promote, but I've spent too much time talking about a whole lot of nothing, so let me not. Vital Amplifier. Vital Amplifier is a new item. If you played Smite 1, then it's not a completely new item. This was an item that was in Smite 1, but now it's a new item in Smite 2, and it's very powerful. Very good item on characters that have healing that also like to build attack speed, which obviously Amaterasu is one of these characters. This item will give you attack speed based on healing. So when you heal, you're also going to gain a stack of attack speed. And a character like Amaterasu, who when she uses her first ability, she'll heal like multiple times. It's a tick damage, or sorry, heal over time. She's going to max out this item and get quite a lot of attack speed very early on. I'm going to go ahead and take the Wind Sprite to get away from in between 3 people. Focusing over onto this enemy support Guan Yu, who at this time doesn't have ultimate, so his death is basically guaranteed here. I'll be able to pick up that kill pretty easily, give my team some power to go into this fight. Attack speed movement speed would have been nicer. Actually, well, in that case, even with the increased power and attack speed, we weren't able to kill him. Anyways, Agni is in quite a lot of danger. I'm going to go ahead and go on to the soul and try to keep her from going in. Peel off of my Agni with my ultimate, and also I should be able to kill him pretty easily here. Mercury will fall to my second ability. Agni unfortunately did end up dying. I did manage to kill the soul, and now we're staring at 2 people, 1 mid laner and 1 solo laner. Mid laner will die to me and the Pele, and now diving the solo laner may be an option here. Thanatos could die. Also, we could look at like a fire giant, but it's only the jungler and the support, so that's probably not going to be much of an option either. It looks like we're just going to continue to farm a little bit. But where was I with Vital Amplifier? Vital Amplifier, very good on your first and second item slots. It's just a lot of attack speed very early on, and it ends up being quite a lot of power through attack speed. Moving on, the Gladiator Shield is going to do a lot of the similar things as Vital Amplifier. It's going to give you some attack speed to use in the early game with the added benefit. All right, he's going to go ahead and ult out and get away pretty much for free. With the added benefit that it gives you some physical protections, a little bit of magical protections, a lot of physical protections. So this is going to help you going up against your enemy solo laner. A lot of the times, the enemy solo laner that you're going up against is going to be physical. So it's going to be a very, very good pickup. And then it also has that passive, which is going to give you either more attack speed and also an immense amount of protections when you fall below 60% health, which in the solo lane is going to be quite often. It gives you 65, you gain 65% protections from items and 25 attack speed. So this item will get better basically the further the game goes on, or the longer the game goes. It's a really good pickup, like a really early game powerhouse type item, being able to gain such a large amount of attack speed and protections from an item. I usually like to go the second. Now, if you're going up against a magic damage dealer, this item isn't going to be as effective. If you're steamrolling the lane and you're doing really well, then you can still pick this up. Otherwise, I would recommend going into like a Shogun's. Shogun's is an item that's going to give you attack speed and magical protections, a heavy amount of magical protections, which is what you want going up against a magical. But for the most part, you're going to go up against his physical, and my second item recommendation will be Berserker Shield. I'm going to go ahead and ult this solo laner to keep him from joining this fight, and also to give my team time to catch up to him and possibly kill him. That's going to be his ultimate taken out of the fight, which is a good thing. Now he doesn't have that big CC ultimate to pressure our backline, and that's always a good thing. Now, considering that they're under tier 2 tower, I doubt we're going to be able to break their defenses and kill them, but this Gold Fury is up, and this is probably the best thing we could be doing at this very moment. After that, Regrowth Strider is another one of those new items. In Smite 2 and Smite 1, we had Shield of Regrowth, which is very similar, and I think eventually they renamed it to Breastplate of Regrowth or something like that. Now it's Regrowth Striders in Smite 2. This is another one of those healing based items that work off of characters that heal. It's going to give you some physical protections and some cooldown reduction, which is nice to have even when you're building like attack speed. On a character like Amaterasu, it's always going to be nice to have some cooldown reduction, because even if you're not dealing too much damage with your abilities because you're building auto attack, your abilities still have an immense amount of cooldown. And also, ooh, dude, I might actually be able to kill him with the help of Bari. I didn't think we would kill him, but we did. Not only do you have a lot of utility that you want some cooldown reduction for, but also, ooh, it's getting a little bit crazy considering I take 0 damage. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm going to go ahead and dash in and ult him. He's going to ult away. I did stun 2 other people though, but my team unfortunately wasn't paying attention. I'm going to focus on dodging some of Soul's auto attacks and give my team a little bit of time to damage them. I feel like my team was too tunnel visioned on taking the tower, and we could have easily gotten 2 kills there and taken the Phoenix. Fortunately, that wasn't the case. Anyways, yeah, getting some cooldown reduction also allows you to have your first ability up more often, which means you get to proc Vital Amplifier more often, and also you get to proc Regrowth Striders more often, which is going to give you an immense amount of movement speed for healing, or after healing, which is very nice to have. This character is already like a insanely fast character. This makes her so oppressive. No one will be able to get away from you. No one will be able to catch up to you. As you can tell by the fact that we're 6 kills in with only 1 death and 9 assists. People are not able to get away from us, and we're not really able to be killed. Even though at this point in the game, we don't have many protections, right? We have basically 2 protection items, or rather 3 protection items, 2 physical and 1 magical. And yet we're so fast and are able to like weave in and out of the fights so effectively that we don't end up actually being in too much danger most of the time. After that, I like Cersei's Hexstone. You'll go Shogun's Kursari if you didn't go at first item. You'll go Shogun's Kursari, and that kind of continues you on the trend of wanting some of that attack speed and protection combos. Cersei's Hexstone is just really good. It's just going to allow you to be even more obnoxious than you already were, right? Not only does it give you another form of CC through a knockup, but if you dash in and then need to dash out, you can do that. You can Cersei's Hexstone in and then dash out when things get a little bit hairy. That, coupled with your CC immunity from your 4th ability, your ultimate, coupled with your dash, coupled with your immense movement speed from not only your first ability, but also subsequently your Regrowth Striders, it just makes you the most obnoxious person on the team. And I think that has some value. Land he did on the other side of this wall. I'm going to try to cut off this enemy support. Dash after them. I'm waiting on my ultimate. He did silence me. But now that the ultimate is up, I'm going to hit the Guan Yu and then try to get into position, a body block. That is a beautiful what's Yamoja ultimate that's going to lock him out of Phoenix and allow us to pick up that kill. And now I do have a bomb to attempt to get this Phoenix as well. I'm going to focus pretty heavily on the Phoenix. At least I would have if my team wasn't dying. Oh, the Pele's still in there. I kind of killed her by okay, I think she lived. Yeah, she lived. Nice. I'm trying to get the Phoenix. I did throw the bomb on there, but unfortunately our Agni and our Pele fell pretty low in health, so it's going to force us to retreat. That might have been my fault. I honestly should have been tanking for a little bit longer so that this Pele didn't take so much damage. But also our ADC is fucking split pushing and right instead of pushing with us. So there's that. Anyway, Cersei's Hexstone. OP item. After that, there are literally infinite amount of options that you need. Are you dying really quickly? Do you need more protections? You can go into heavy protection items. Some cooldown reduction would be nice, whether you can go into literally anything. The options are endless. Mantle of Discord is an option for more CC immunity and another form of CC, as if all of the forms of CC that you already had weren't enough. Something like, I think it's called Pharaoh's Curse, is also a good item that will offer you some soft CC through a slow and also reduce the enemy's protections. Later on in the game, when you kind of want to be fighting their ADC, that could come in very helpful or handy, as we are able to pick up the Mercury with our ultimate. Anything like, even something like a what is it, Spirit Robe would be good if you need some extra protections and you happen to be getting CC'd a lot. You can get some more damage centric items. Literally, it's just up to you and how the game is going, but I would say that priority one should be upgrading your starter, because that ends up being quite a large amount of healing in the late game, and it ends up leading to you basically being unable to be killed. Anyways, we're going to group up around this fire giant. I think we should do the real thing and not really mess with the pyromancer. However, they do have the Vulcan up. That's something that we have to keep in mind, that Vulcan could technically just throw a bomb over here and possibly get it. So then it would be my job or the emoji's job to kind of peel the Vulcan off of the fire giant to ensure that he can't steal it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of standing here in the back line, kind of ensuring that these people don't get anywhere near the fire giant. See, but this only works if my team actually attacks the fire giant. I don't know though. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to talk a lot about playing solo lane in general, because I was too busy rambling about random stuff. I really do apologize for that. I've actually been wanting to do like guides for all of the roles. I think that would be the perfect place to do it. So I'm gonna try to get started on those soon. Let me know what role you want to see first, and those are gonna be like my character guides, just heavily edited, just full, dense with information. And I think that you guys might find that quite useful. All right, this is going to be the ult on the Guan Yu, and they're doing gold tree. That's crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and start charging up the ult. The Pele is right next to me. Hopefully she's able to pick up the kill on that enemy Mercury. I'm over here on the enemy solo laner and the enemy ADC. I'm gonna Hexstone over to her and then dash, make sure that I can pressure her really heavily. I'm being super aggressive. I do have the blade here to use, so she might think that she's able to kill me. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. We're going to be able to kill her pretty easily using a lot of our utility. And now this tower should surely fall. Also, I still do have the blade, so I could literally walk up to this Phoenix and just face tank it and then use the blade to get back up to full health. They're literally all dead. It's just the Guan Yu. This should be the end. Thankfully, I had enough time to talk about the build. A little bit sad that I didn't have the time to talk about like a lot of solo lane stuff. But again, I'm gonna try to make some guides that go for like the roles, like role guides that are gonna give you a lot of dense information. Fortunately, I just got excited playing solo and got lost talking about random stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.